up, guys? It is Celeb. Today I am here to talk about Elder Scrolls, Fallout, and a little bit about Bethesda. Now, I know this announcement has already been out for quite some time, but Bethesda has announced that they're going to be showing off their own E3 press conference this year during E3, and I'm really excited about it. And I have a friend of mine, Zach, who used to work for Second Opinion Productions. What's up, Zach? How you doing?
What's up?
Dude, like when you heard the news that Bethesda was going to have their own E3 press conference, were you like, did you flip your shit?
I've been flipping out ever since Fallout 3 was rumored. When
Yeah.
I hear
Yeah.
Bethesda's having their own conference, I pretty much am getting high hopes.
Yeah, dude, yeah. And it's hard not to get high hopes. And first off, I want to kind of talk about a previous title that they released, and that previous title is Skyrim. Now, Skyrim, you and me both play a shit ton of Skyrim. I've been playing a lot of it on PC here recently. What do you think about, like, did you ever expect the modding community out there to kind of just take it to so much of a higher place than it already was when it launched?
I expected the mods to go pretty far, but I didn't think they would go as far as I've seen them go.
Yeah.
There's some crazy stuff out there, like not even just, oh cool, you can get this to make everything look better, make more in-depth gameplay, more immersed, better everything.
Yeah.
But there's some people out there that just make crazy stuff, like make your character's head turn into a chair.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a shit ton of stuff out there, like the giant chicken mod, the one that you and me always talk about, the Macho Man Randy Savage Dragon mod. And then there's also levels that people have actually created, like actual storylines with like 30 plus to 50 plus voice actors on there, news stories, all kinds of stuff. Like, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, I've downloaded a couple of them, and a couple of them, like, they were so good, I would have paid $20 for that DLC.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
They were
If it was actual
Bethesda
DLC,
made.
yeah. Oh, yeah, dude.
They were amazing.
Yeah, and I'm excited about it as well. Like, I'm excited to still play it. Like, you and me talk about it at work, too. Like, it's crazy that the game has been out since 2011? 2011. 4 years, dude. The game has been out for 4 years, and people are still playing the shit out of it. I'm playing the shit out of it. There's still things that I have found in the game that I have never seen before.
There's a ton of things, like, I'll see it all over Reddit that even 4 years from now, or from when it was released, there's still people finding all these little minuscule, little tiny details that Bethesda adds everywhere.
Yeah.
That just adds immersion to the game that people have never noticed.
Yeah.
A whole 4 years after the games came out, when you figure everything would have already been found.
And you think, there was like hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay in there. And, I talked to you about it recently, too. I'm going back through right now doing the Dark Brotherhood missions.
Yeah.
And the Dark Brotherhood's like whenever I did the main Dark Brotherhood mission, I was like, that shit was almost as good, if not better, than the main storyline. Like, it blew my mind. But, to talk about something a little different, in the Elder Scrolls realm, ESO is finally coming out to console. And with it coming out to console, they had to make that choice of, are we going to still charge a monthly fee for the game? And obviously they're not. It's a free-to-play game now. It's launching I think in June, for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. The Imperial Edition is. Now, do you plan on picking this title up? Because from what I've heard recently, I think a lot of things have been fixed in the game. I don't know if you've heard too much about it or not, but do you, like, if by then, if you have a next gen or a current gen console, let me say that, do you plan on picking this title up?
Yeah, it's free to play, so I'll definitely spend the one-time money to get the title. That doesn't bother me at all. And even if I don't have a console that can run it by the time it's out on the console, I can always just pick it up on my PC and see how it goes. And if I do like it when I do get a console, I can definitely get it and just play it with people when that time rolls around.
Yeah. Well, that you and me will definitely be playing it. But yeah, I'm excited to see what they're, or what they've changed in the title, and I know they've changed a good chunk of stuff. And Bethesda's kind of been on a hot streak here recently with some of the games that they've released. Dishonored, whenever it came out, they have the Game of the Year edition now that has the Brigamore Witches DLC and all this other stuff. And there was a lot of people that said the Brigamore Witches DLC actually, it kind of made the game complete. It actually showed where some of the history of the game was. But then we also saw the first-person shooter retelling of Wolfenstein: The New Order, and that came out last year. And there was tons of people that were somewhat talking shit about it whenever it came out because there was no multiplayer. The story had changed. It's a first-person shooter. It's the first actual console title that Machine Games has ever released, and it was a huge success. I actually chose it as my game of the year this past year. It's a fantastic title. But the main thing I'm trying to get at is that, you know, in this tight little family of like Bethesda and ZeniMax, there's tons of studios. Tons and tons of studios that they have in that little realm. They have ZeniMax, they have Machine Games, they have Bethesda game software, they have BattleCry Studios in Austin. And I know I'm forgetting one right now, dude, and I can't even think about it. I'm gonna have to look it up. But you know, there's tons of different studios that they have. And I'm just like, it blows my mind to see Bethesda come so far. Arkane Studios, they're the ones that did Dishonored, but it just blows my mind to see what Bethesda has done over the past couple of years. And you know that, you know, I go to QuakeCon, and I see year after year the success of QuakeCon is growing. It's growing. Now this past year, whenever we went, they showed off Doom footage for the first time. And to kind of get into the main topic that we're here to talk about is their E3 press conference. Now, I know for a fact, and this isn't from something I've heard from somebody, I'm no 100% fact of being a Bethesda fan, Doom will be shown off. Plain and simple. Doom will be shown off for the first time nationwide. And everyone's going to flip shit because the game looks fantastic. Like, whenever me and Captain Redbeard saw it, we kept turning back and forth to each other like, holy shit, this is going to be awesome. Like, there's a part that the Doom guy jumps over a railing, lands on the shoulders of a demon, and rips his fucking skull and body in half from the top of his head. Like, I was like, oh my god, that's stupid crazy. But the thing that you and me have been talking about here recently, though, There's two titles. There is The Elder Scrolls, which I would love to see Elder Scrolls 6 on console. I would. And then there's Fallout. Now, the first one we'll talk about Fallout 4. Now, there has been tons of speculation. There's been all different types of shit. People going around talking about it. Supposedly, Fallout 4 has been in development. Supposedly it's set in Boston. Now, if they announce it, will you shit your pants?
Most yes.
Like, no ifs or buts about it.
Nope, yes.
Okay, now, if they do announce Fallout 4, if they come out and they say, Fallout 4 is a thing, it is happening, what would you like to see in Fallout 4 that you didn't see in Fallout 3, or what would you like to see them kind of expand upon from the last game?
One of the coolest things that I think I've seen, just kind of thrown around between the community, was like, imagine a mix between Fallout's VAT system and the kill animations from the Sniper Elite series.
Oh.
That kind of thing combined where you could pick your target, and when the bullets go through, it would pretty much x-ray the target, and you could see all the damage your shots are doing going through the target. It would be incredible.
That would be
and
awesome.
That's even just a small thing that I could think about adding. There's a lot of things I could probably go on for hours and hours that I would love to see in the Fallout series, but that would take a lot of time.
It would take a lot of time. Now, obviously, you know, we both know the travesty that was Fallout New Vegas. I did not like Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, me neither.
It didn't feel like Fallout to me. It didn't feel like a Fallout game. It felt like a step back. I think a lot of the voice acting was just horrible. The very first scene in the game, there was many people that saw the character's head spinning up and down and spinning in circles, and then he, like, whenever he gets up, he doesn't actually get up. he stays seated and he floats across, and the game was just broken. I mean, there was a lot of hype about Fallout New Vegas, you know, and then whenever it came out, it was a complete letdown. I think that they've learned from their mistakes, and I would really, I'm telling you, I think that they're going to have a lot to work with. They're going to have a shit ton of stuff to work with. When it comes down to Fallout, like, you know, they could, obviously Bethesda, there's many games that they came out with the Elder Scrolls and whatever else. You kind of start out, you know, like in the Elder Scrolls, every main game you start out and you're a prisoner. Like in Morrowind, you started out like that. In Oblivion, you started out like that. In Skyrim, you started out like that. But in Fallout, you know, Fallout 3, like, man, like you being a baby, I was like, oh shit, you're a baby, dude. Like, and then you had Liam Neeson as your fucking dad. Like, there was nothing better for that shit. But you know what I'm wondering is it gonna still be in the Outlands? Is it? We gonna see Three Dog? Are we gonna get a little bit of that Galaxy News Radio? Or like, there's just so much shit to work with, man.
We better.
We better for sure, dude. And that's the one thing too, is that, you know, supposedly that was one of the biggest leaks, is that Three Dog himself came out on Twitter a couple months back, or last year, and said, you know, that basically it said that he was in the studio again working. So I was flipping out. You know, I mean, he's not in Skyrim with his Dark Brotherhood and curved penises like Gamer Group said. But I'm just excited, you know. But the main thing I want to talk about, because you and me are such Elder Scrolls freaks. Like, this is one of the main reasons why I wanted to do the videos. Like, if they announce a new Elder Scrolls game, there's so much lore to work with, dude. Like, let's talk about this, Zach. Just for people that are uneducated, what games have, or what land masses have we not seen in Skyrim yet? Outside of ESO, like, I don't want to even think about it like ESO, because it was 1,000 years before Oblivion and Skyrim and shit. What are the places that we can see? I mean, there's like Black Marsh, right?
There's Black Marsh for the Argonians. There's Valenwood for the Wood Elves. Elsewhere for the Khajiit. There's High Rock for the Bretons. Orsinium, I believe, for the Orcs. If you don't count the Knights of the Nine DLC on Oblivion, I guarantee you could probably get a full campaign for a story out of Somerset Isles. There's a lot they can work with.
There's a shit ton of stuff they can work with, dude, and it's like, it's so crazy. Like, I remember when me and Zach first started talking about this, I was like, damn, dude, there is a lot of shit to work with, man. I mean, I would really like to see, I would like to see the White Elves originally, or the Snow Elves, you know, before they were the Forsworn.
It's not only that, if you get done with all the regions on Tamriel, you can go through, if you've ever seen like a map of the world Nirn that they're all in, you could even move to like Admora, the continent that's above Tamriel, and start a new story there. You could go to find the story of the Sea Elves, which I've heard about, the Maomer. There's a story behind that in like this tropical island that's off to the west or east of Tamriel. It's not just this one region that they have to focus on. They could go so many places with this game that's a lot of people haven't even thought of.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that you know, a lot of people haven't thought about that. You know, I've just thought about Tamriel mainly, you know, but you talked about that one day, of how there are like official kind of schematics of like the world map, of showing like different things that can be done, you know. But you and me would love to see, I would love to see them go to Black Marsh and see the Werecrocs.
You know, Werecrocs are kind of scary.
There's all different types of shit though that you can see with the Elder Scrolls. You know, there's obviously, I think Skyrim, it set the fucking bar for action adventure titles. You know, it really did. RPG genre. You know, I think, in my point of view, I think it's one of the best role-playing game, action adventure style games that has ever been released.
Yeah, I see a lot of people bashing on it here recently. That's like, oh well, it got repetitive real fast. The combat's kind of bland. It's kind of clunky when you look back on it. Yeah, it's 4 years after the game's release.
Yeah.
And there's a lot better, like, more fluid, I guess is the word, titles that have been released in terms of that. But back in 2011, which remember was 4 years ago, this game was the pinnacle.
Yeah, when it released, I remember like playing it. I was like, "Holy shit!"
I remember coming out of that cave with Rayloff at Helgen.
Yeah,
and just my mind was blown when I saw the outside.
I even remember before the game launched, I got the amazing chance to go to PAX Prime in Seattle, that was my first time to sit down with a Bethesda title, and I remember walking up to the booth. They had the giant fucking dragon over the booth. I mean, huge fucking dragon. We walked up and they were like, we're here for this appointment, blah blah blah. We sat down. They were like, you get to sit down with Skyrim today for an hour. Your character is leveled up to level 50. You have pretty much every bit of equipment available. Or basically they gave us a shit ton of weapons. They gave us weapons, armor, all this other shit. And what we want you guys to do is just go explore the world, whatever. So me and a friend of mine, Quinn Sullivan, he was sitting right next to me, and Jason was down. He was playing Rage, but he was sitting next to me with Skyrim, and we started in the same exact spot, and within like a 10 to 15 minute time frame, we were in two completely different areas dealing with two completely different storylines. He was somewhere, and I had just walked up on this gigantic fucking spider. The scene that the first kind of area you go into. There's a big spider.
Bleak Falls Barrow.
Yeah,
you go
save. Yeah. I go into Bleak Falls Barrow and the fucking giant spider drops down. And I'm like, holy shit! That's the first time I've seen it. I'm like, holy fuck, dude, this is crazy. And it's just, there's so much to do in that type of game. But now whenever you think about it, like, I really feel that the game was kind of limited to the console that it was on. Like, the console was on, the PC, like the technology at the time. Now, when you think about the technology now, like you and me were just sitting in there a couple of minutes ago playing the Order 1886, which it does help. I have a 4K television now, so you're getting that in 2160p at a higher frame rate than 60, in which sometimes I think it jumps up to about 70 frames per second, which you saw yourself, and it looked fantastic.
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
It was amazing how good it looks. But when you think about the type of, like, the new Blu-ray format can get up to almost 200 gigabytes of space on a Blu-ray disc. You can get new Blu-ray format. You got new consoles out there, new engines. And I would love to see, like, even think about the Wolfenstein engine that Machine Games used. The engine that they had, using that type of first-person engine with Skyrim. If you were to update it, it would look fantastic. And we've seen, the mods that are in place with Skyrim on PC. But mainly what we're trying to get to is that I really feel that there's a lot. I think there's a lot for them to work with. Now, my prediction, I think they're going to show off. I know they're going to show off Doom. I think they're going to show off Dishonored 2 from Arkane. And this is the thing. I think they're going to show off more than one game. Reason being is that nobody would just start a press conference, have their own press conference, and just show off one game. They're not going to. So I think what they're really going to do, they're going to show off the first Doom footage. They're going to announce Dishonored 2. They're going to announce that Wolfenstein 2 is in works. Probably show off a teaser. And then, as much as I want to see an Elder Scrolls title, I think they're going to show off Fallout 4.
I wouldn't doubt that. They teased Fallout 4 more than they have anything with the new Elder Scrolls title, which wouldn't surprise me, considering Just considering how much they've shown off, I guess.
They've done little teasers here and there. They've done a good chunk of them. So that's my prediction. I mean, are you in the same boat with me? Like, you think?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure if they were to show off another one of their huge titles like Fallout or Elder Scrolls, it's gonna be Fallout.
Yeah, I would think it would be Fallout. But this was, I don't know, this was kind of like something that me and Zach had talked about doing. Like, we just kind of wanted to sit down and talk to you guys about it. If you like this, comment, like, subscribe, and let us know, because if this is something, I would actually like to start doing this with Zach. Maybe every once in a while hopping on Skype, talking about some video game stuff. Not really doing it as like a podcast, but more or less kind of like an opinion piece of like, just us talking about gaming and whatever else. But if you agree with us, comment below. If you think something different, comment below. Let us know. And hit us up. Hit us up at secondopinionpod.com. Zach, thanks for doing this with me, man. I appreciate it. Are you excited though? Like I'm pretty sure. Like after you leave tonight, I think I'm gonna play Skyrim because I'm just sitting there and fucking thinking about it right now. Like.
Thinking about Fallout 4.
Yeah.
I want it so much.
It needs to be in my hands now.
I put too much time into Fallout 3. I want to talk about
and that's one thing too, real quick. Like Fallout 3 was one of the first titles that I actually like bought all the DLC and played through every bit of the DLC. Like I loved the alien abduction DLC. I loved every ounce of the DLC with that game, like the Brotherhood of Steel, and I did the same exact thing with Oblivion as well. Like I played through all the Oblivion DLC. Now I didn't play much through Morrowind. Now I want to try to get back into Morrowind because of the mods that are available for it, because the mods make the game look fantastic. But that's another topic. But anyways, guys, make sure to check us out. I'm sorry, I'm still kind of coughing. Make sure to check us out at secondopinionpod.com for the latest and greatest gaming news, previews, and much more. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Peace out. Optimus Prime is out.